Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about The Morrow, which is the final episode, season 1 of Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and I think it kind of reminds me of like the Game of Thrones finales from the original series, back when the show was good, about how the one before the finale is usually the big action sequence, and then the one after the finale is kind of the calm after the storm and people reeling from the effects of it, basically, and it felt real. I really liked it. There's kind of a quietness about it, but not in like a boring filler way like some shows do. It shows like the aftermath of everybody's choices and the consequences in which it leads to. And it doesn't feel like they're padding for time, doesn't feel cheap, because you've grown with these characters, so you're able to feel the emotions that they feel, and I like it. I like a show that's confident enough to do something like that. I really like Dunk. His actor does a great job of portraying him. What I like about him is that he's not the most clever or smart, but he's honorable. And usually, people like that in the Song of Ice and Fire universe, they don't get the best endings. They're usually taken advantage of by cruel or manipulative people, but so far, Dunk's had a pretty solid arc this season, and I like how strength doesn't have to come from brawn. I mean, yes, he's very powerful physically, but it doesn't. That's not really where strength comes from. It doesn't come from his smarts. Comes from his sense of honor, and I think that's really good because you know, in the Song of Ice and Fire and real life, you're not necessarily rewarded by being honorable most of the time. And I think it's just a very good payoff that he actually is, you know? You could see how Egg is becoming more mature and he is kind of taking the steps to being king. And I think Dunk is going to be a huge influence in how he is a king. His son, not, but Egg himself, he's remembered as a pretty good king. It's this episode has kind of this melancholic feeling, but also a hopeful feeling. The Baelor Targaryen is dead. The other Targaryen is dead, so the family's reeling from that. But at the same time, that one guy is he got a woman pregnant and married her, and yes, they're probably in the honeymoon phase because it seems like a very quick relationship. But also, she's pregnant, and both of them seem like they'd be loving parents. So no matter what happens, I feel like they'd still be there for their son or daughter, and that kind of gives this hopeful feeling about it too. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's good to have a finale that sits with the characters emotionally. And while I feel like House of the Dragon failed because their finale was just setting up the next season and not doing anything, this finale, while being more slow paced, is good because it gives the emotional payoffs that you like. And the Duncan Egg books are a little bit unique in terms of the other series because each of them kind of stands by itself while still continuing the character arcs, while the other ones build immediately after each other, directly influencing the plots of the other ones. The only difference I noticed is that in the book, he gets Makel's blessing to take Egg with him. Well, in the show, Egg just lies about it and leaves, which I think is kind of funny. It's not a huge change, but it kind of just adds to Egg's character in a charming way. So I like the hopeful ending it leads on. I'm excited for season 2. Hopefully, it doesn't take 5 years like some shows, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come out in 2027, which is good. I don't think this takes as long to film as House of the Dragon because it's only 6 episodes instead of 8, and only half an hour instead of an hour, so that's like more than double. Yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of it, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.